Hey everyone, welcome back to Pain Theta. And this week has been definitely a crazy one. My Ubers, they expired in the money, so technically lost, but it was pretty close to the 32.50 mark. I think it expired at a 32, let's see, the 32.90, so really close. Earnings kind of disappointed. I knew it was going to run up. I was down on the contracts because it was like in the high, 34s, and I sold it for 32.50, so I was down a couple $100 off of the opportunity cost of not selling it. If that makes any sense. So, but I'm happy where it is. I made money all around. I made $100 profit on that, and I made $42 here, about 40 something here between the couple weeks. So overall, a good bit of money, a little bit under $200, not too bad. Can't complain. Bumps my money to play with over $100. So next week I'm just gonna reinvest into more, probably like Snapchat or SPYG, some more ETFs. But probably gonna go at Snapchat again. I mean, these covered calls, or sorry, cash good puts have not gone wrong for me at all. So if it's not broke, don't fix it. Uber, I kind of want to stay away from. I think it'll just continue to keep going down because it had pretty bad earnings, and I feel like I got lucky on selling it at where I did. Marvel kind of dipped a little bit, but it's got earnings this week, so I'm gonna wait and be more patient. Last week on Uber, I wasn't. I wanted to basically make this money right away. But let me give it, I'm going to give this one a couple days. I want to sell it at the 38.50, 39 mark. I really want to keep Marvel. It's not like I want to get rid of it. Let's go ahead and see Marvel. But earnings is coming up. Oh, it's actually a little ways away. Okay, so maybe I should take that back. So I guess in this case we could go for the 37.50. I just kind of like to see where it's at. I could make about 1%. I could make about 30 something dollars on 37. So about 1%. So I probably would go the same route, but to be honest, I really want to keep Marvel. So if I go to 38 and don't make as much, I think that's the best course of action. I really want to hold on to these. Bank of America. So Bank of America actually expired in the money on my 26 call, expiring today, August 7th. However, yesterday I sold out because I had a feeling deep down inside that there was a small chance that I could do it. And guess what? I was right. I paid $4 for it. As you can see right here, I paid $4 for it. I was like, you know what? I don't really care about the other $4. It makes no sense for me to hold on to it. It had some crazy amount of steam because Warren Buffett is getting into it even more. He was already into it, but anything he says, like it's crazy. I mean, shoot, I wish I was him. I would say, oh yeah, I own this, and this, and your net worth just rises crazy. But it's ridiculous. However, I got out of it, so I own these shares. Bank of America is at 26.11, I believe. Let's look. Yep, 26.11. So I would have had to give up those shares at $26. So guess what? I mean, it's not that big of a deal. It's only 11 pennies, which you times it by 100 shares is $11. But still, glad I hold on to these. I can now sell like the 27 call on Bank of America. I can push out another week. I honestly would almost like to hold on to it because in about a month from now, there's another dividend. So it'd be nice to have, 18-cent dividend for 310 shares or something like that. That adds up. So I almost don't really want to get rid of these. There's a lot of steam going into it, but let's just take a look. The 27 I can get. It's not great money. No, actually, the 27. It's a little less than 1%, almost a 0.5%, but still, that's guaranteed. I'm getting this money, and I would be selling it for almost $100 gain on, or actually like 150, because this was my entry right here, the 25.50 on that one. It's like $150 gain on top of $20, guaranteed $20. What? That's like 170 right there. That's crazy money. So I'm very very profitable, if you will. All this red is kind of evening out to greens. As you can see, I've made a decent bit of money today, $300 alone. But these shares, they were at least double this. I think it was like in the 1600s to 2000 range, under, if you will. And of course, this is unrealized gain, so this can go up and down, and that's what I was saying in my past videos: unrealized versus realized. I mean, yes, I'm losing, but I haven't taken the loss, so it's like it doesn't matter almost. I mean, it does matter, but it doesn't matter until you sell it. That's what I'm trying to get at. It doesn't matter until you sell it. So I'm still in the whole $842, but really, it doesn't matter until I sell it. So if I sell Bank of America at $30, I'll make $400 a share. You know what I mean? So it's really, this is more deceiving, especially with what I'm doing. I'm just waiting for time, and I'm not selling contracts for less than what I bought it for. I would never do that. So even these MGMs it was in the $15 range. I was down $700 on this one. I still was sticking to the 2250 call because I'm not going to buy it, or I'm not going to sell it for anything less than I bought it for. That's just how it is. That way I don't lose money hand over fist. But obviously this week I'm doing pretty well. Bank of America. So I've only got two positions because I closed out the other one when I bought it. This one worth $53. Still got a week left and it's in the money. So that's why it's so pricey. And I'm down a really good bit on that one. But like I said, I mean, I'm down, but I'm still, it is what it is. I would probably like to keep 200 shares. If I get rid of 100, that wouldn't be the end of the world. I've made a good bit of money off these. So that's that. I'm taking care of Bank of America for the 14th again, probably at the 2750. We'll see. MGM, nothing really new there. Marvel, like I said, I want to keep it at this one's worthless, so I keep all the $16. I really want to keep these shares, so about 38.50 makes sense to me. I want to keep it, or I want to make $100 off. That's the only way I want to get rid of it. Snapchat, this one is expired and worthless. That one's going to be gone. AT&T, that's going to be gone, expired worthless today. It's not at $23, it's at $29 or $30. So I get to keep my 200 shares. I got to keep my 35.50 for times two. So I get to keep my $70. $70 just went in my pocket, and I reinvested it here, my money. Now I'm going to keep selling 32s. If I have to wait a month to get $20, I have to wait a month to get $20. It's not great, but it's still a decent paycheck every month. $20 it adds up. And you can see right here my Theta reinvestment. So basically what I'm doing, my wheel has made me 5.6%. That's pretty good. I don't even think that's including what my dividends are paying me. So honestly, it's made me a pretty healthy return in the matter of 12 weeks. I mean, I know there was a dip that I incurred, but still, this is pretty good returns. My Uber is in the money, so that's going to be taken away from me. So, oh yeah, you can see. So I sold it for 42, and it ended its worth at about 41. So honestly, it wasn't too bad of a deal because it ended at 32.90. So really, I basically got paid to sell it at what it was today. Not the end of the world. So next week, like I said, Snapchat. I'm going at Snapchat. It's just if it's not broke, don't fix it. I don't have too much money to work with because I have I want to say, did the math, about $7,000 in cash crypto puts I can sell. So Snapchat might be one. MGM, I'm going to let it ride. That thing is up crazy lately, about $19, which is, I mean, good for me, but I think it might be too high to keep selling cash secured puts on it. So I'm just going to let it ride. I need to find maybe Bank of America. I feel like it's pretty high too right now. So I don't know. I mean, maybe I just keep going for Snapchat, but honestly, right now, I don't want to get assigned shares when it's coming down because that's what happened to me with the Bank of America's and even MGM. I got assigned when it was up in here in this range. You know, it was really going wild. So now it's kind of finding some support. It's coming back up. So there's a lot of resistance coming ahead. I know there's a lot of momentum, but still there's a lot of resistance. So same thing with here. You know, I got caught up in this area. I don't want to get caught up in this area again. So we'll see where I really go. But my Robinhood account, so my Iron Condor, up a good bit, of $56, $60 this week. So really good on that. Let's go to my Iron Condor. So what I'm going to do is these Iron Condors, I'm not going to let them expire. I'm going to wait. I think I waited 2 days on this one. I bought it back for $50. So, and there were 2 contracts on this one. So I sold each contract in this range which at the time I sold it for, I'm not sure. I want to say it was in the 271 mark. So like pretty much 50-50, like not really picking out momentum or direction, about giving it an even amount of room to run on each side. Waited 2 days and half of its value was gone. So in my opinion, I made 50% return on this. It's not really, it basically was the Bank of America all over again. Why I bought back my shares. It's not worth it to make the extra couple dollars. I mean, I'm already nickeling and diming as it is. I'm making pennies on these contracts, but honestly, pennies add up because it's times 100. But still, I'm making. I would have made $4 more for Bank of America, but it wasn't worth making $4 when I could have kept the shares to potentially get this dividend, and it would have. I have a feeling Bank of America is going to go up over the long term. So this week I was just like, you know what? Let me just buy it back. Same kind of deal with these iron condors. If there's a lot of time value or theta that runs out, so it just drops in price because there's less time for it to do what it wants to do, and the price has stayed absolutely flat. In my opinion, there's no point in waiting the extra couple of days to get the $50 because who knows? Let's look at QQQ. I mean, this might be a bad example just because QQQ probably is in this range, but still, maybe it's not 271. Okay, so yes, I guess I might have missed out on $50. But I mean, as you see, the prior day, it's at 276. 280 is my break. So one day, it could have absolutely shot through the roof. Maybe tech did something crazy. Still, in my opinion, it's not really worth the risk if you've already made 50% profit. So I brought another $62 in my P&L for this week. Pretty good. I'm just going to keep attacking this pretty conservatively and taking it off the table for my iron condors. So that's that. But my paid in Theta is doing absolutely wonderful. I'm just excited just to document all this. I know this is kind of a longer video, but I'm just kind of going through my thought process. So yeah, I think I'm kind of understanding this. I mean, I know it is week 13, but I'm kind of understanding at like, oh, maybe like I should just take it off the table and maybe it's not worth a couple extra dollars, or ooh, maybe I should, make $100 here because I can type thing, because I know it's earnings. I know it's going to be crazy. I can make a decent bit of premium. So I feel like I'm getting a better hang of it, but of course you can't really get too confident in the market because it can just knock you right back down. But I feel pretty good about it. So let's just kind of look at the numbers. So my reinvested P&L is $2,600, and I am down on my 100 rack. So basically everything I got assigned, I'm down almost $900. So, I mean, you could do the math. 2,600 subtract 900. What is that? 1,500? 1,700? So $1,700 in the positive. That's pretty good on top of dividends that are just going to pay me for the rest of my life, like AT&T. These ETFs will pay me for the rest of my life. So honestly, it's $1,700 now in 13 weeks. I kind of like to do this math. So $1,700 divided by 13 weeks. I'm bringing in $130 a week profit. I mean, I know my paid in Theta says I'm making $209 a week, but that's technically my unrealized loss right now. So this is actual profit, $130 a month profit, and I'm moving about $25,000. So that's almost 0.5%. That's still pretty good. 0.5% consistently every single month. It turns out to be a lot. So 25,000 times 1.005. That's 0.5%. 0.01 is 1%. That's $125. If I make $125 that's a weekly basis, and there's 52 weeks in a year, so let's just say 50. That's $6,250. That's a really good return. So you add that to my original 250,000, and then you divide it by what it was, and then you'll see my overall. I make 25% a year if I keep this up at this rate. That's pretty good, and that's not including my dividends reinvested. And this is for the long term. I'm not selling this. I'm doing this short term, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, just to make money. But however, the whole point of back and forth is just to reinvest into something for later. So over time, this will just continue to grow, continue to grow. So 25% a year, hopefully, is conservative, but at this rate, you really can't complain. You really can't. So other than that, that's all I've got. I'm pretty excited about this. It's kind of going in the way that I want it to. I had a couple bad weeks. As you can see, week 4, 5, really, I feel like I got ahead of myself. I was doing very, very well. So was the market. Kind of got ahead of myself and got assigned all these shares and had to reinvest. And now it's coming back around. So I'm definitely getting more hopeful. But at the same time, it's even more hopeful that I can even mess up and still be okay. That's the beauty of this. You can still have mess ups and still be okay as long as you sell it at for what you bought it for, or over what you bought it for, and make money like I did this week and made $100. The difference between these two, I sold it for $32.50 and I bought it for $31.50. So that's $100 times 100 shares is $100. So hopefully I can do this with my Bank of America. Like I said, I bought it back to kind of bump my covered call up to kind of make some more money and make some more money over time. So we will see. The dividends coming up. Got to keep that in mind. Earnings is kind of coming up for Marble, but I really want to own them, so I'll take less percent. And I think Snapchat's still at a very, very reasonable price at $21.50. Everything else is kind of overpriced to me. I would love to go to AMD, but AMD is really expensive now, and I don't even have enough money to go over the cash secured put side. So I think that's it, guys. Thanks for watching so much. I know this was a long one, but stay tuned next week, and I will show you my positions I take. So I will see you guys later.